and welcome to our third Circular Economy Conference. We're very excited to have it here in Langesund this year. We wanted to be close to one of our cooperation partners, Herøya Industry Park. And this evening, we're going to be able to wave to Herøya Industry Park from a boat. But first, I want to say a little bit more about what we're doing here and what we were thinking about when we set up the program. We started our first Circular Economy Conference, we started thinking about it in 2016, and we had it in 2017 in Mo i Rana. We were aiming to have a regional focus on circular economy and how the region and the players within the region could come together, learn about circular economy, and start building together. And that's also the reason that we came here to Langesund. In Mo i Rana, 2 years ago, we focused on what is a circular economy. It was a fairly new buzzword at that time. Not new, but fairly new to most people. The following year, we went to Trondheim, and there we had a bigger event with a lot of academic partners there. And there the focus on what can the value creation be in circular economy. So now, in 2019, we're in a position where we've been out, and it's not just us, of course. There are a lot of people. There is a lot of action towards going towards a circular economy. Everyone's like, yes, we want to be with. We're convinced about this. How? Like, what do we do now? So that's the point of today. So today's conference and tomorrow, we're going to talk about how we're going to achieve that transition. Everyone's with now. The politicians are with, the industry is with, the academics are definitely with. But everyone's sort of looking at each other and wondering how exactly we're going to achieve that. So when I got responsibility for setting up the program together with the conference team, honestly, I started afresh and I thought, what is it that I need to learn about? So my name is Susie, and I lead the circular economy research at SINTEF. I work with circular economy research every day. I meet startups, I meet industry, I meet the academics working in this. And there are a lot of aspects of circular economy transition and tools that I come across every day, but I'm not 100% sure how these actually work. So the program we set up was honestly my own personal preference, and I hope that you find it as interesting as I do. So first of all, we're going to hear about those that have started this journey and those that have succeeded a bit. But we're not here to hear about how people have Hydro, for example, have succeeded and pat them on the back for what they've done. We want to hear the nitty-gritty. What were the problems? What were the barriers? What problems still exist? And if you don't know how to overcome them, can we together, as a group here in Langesund today, as Norway, or even with our global network of people striving to achieve a circular economy, how can we come over these barriers? The next and the biggest session, which will go over 2 days, will be about circular economy tools. We hear a lot about tools like extended producer responsibility, public procurement, digital tools, economic analysis, all these sort of tools and facilitators that we keep hearing about, and these are going to help us to make a circular economy transition. But actually, how do they work? How does EPR, public procurement, how do they work in practice? So we're going to hear today from those that know about these tools and can explain how we can use them for a circular economy transition. In the third session, so finishing tomorrow, we're going to talk about enablers and facilitators. So we're going to hear from Innovation Norway, who talk about how we can export our circular economy businesses. Because let's face it, Norway is a little land. We do not want to achieve circular economy just within Norway. We will not do this ever alone within Norway. This is a global project. We will also hear about how the government is working towards their circular economy strategy, have an update on that, and about energy. There's very little talk about how energy fits into the circular economy, and Norway is an energy nation. So these three elements together, I hope, are going to make a very functional, a very learning-rich, in good English-Norwegian, environment and session. So I really hope that we learn. One of the advantages of doing a regional conference like this is that we get smaller. It means we have much more opportunity to talk and have a dialogue between us. So please use that opportunity. This evening, we're going to, straight after the conference, you'll hear more about this, we're going to hop onto a boat where we can go and enjoy some nice drinks and some finger food whilst waving to Herøya Industry Park from a distance. We chose this option over sitting on a bus, which we hope the weather is going to turn nice for that. And then, of course, this evening we're going to have dinner inside. So there's a lot going on. So like I said, this conference is not going to be about what is a circular economy. We've been there, we've done that, now we're going to learn about how we're going to get there. But if you're still not sure what a circular economy is, and that's why you're here, you're in luck. This morning you should have got an email from our colleague Lika. Walter Stoll, who is, some say, the granddad of circular economy, has published a book. In English it's titled A Beginner's Guide to Circular Economy, and this book is aimed at students and other people who might not necessarily be in this field, but who want to learn about what a circular economy is. It's a small book. SINTEF have, together with Walter Stoll, translated this book into Norwegian. This is actually the first Norwegian book in Norwegian language about circular economy. And we have also, my colleagues, Vibeke, Shira and Sigrid, have written a foreword to put the learning into a Norwegian context. So you guys are the very first. It was published yesterday online. It's actually published before the English version. So it is a first edition, shall we say. So there might be some kinks, so maybe you want to check the download link in a few weeks. But you have the first ever edition of this new book. Walter, we've had at all our conferences so far, and we love him a lot. But he is in Helsinki right now. But he has kindly recorded a few words for us to explain a little bit about the book. So,
my new book is about the circular industrial economy of manufactured objects and materials, and identifies 6 major challenges. First, caring. Motivate owner-users of objects to enjoy the use and take care of their assets and belongings as long as possible through reuse and repair. 2. Technical innovation into processes and technologies to recover the atoms and molecules of the synthetic legacy waste by debonding to retain the highest economic value. 3. Policy innovation to extend the producer liability for used objects without value nor liable owner, return them to their creator. 4. Spreading the technical and economic knowledge of the circular industrial economy and its societal benefits to all classrooms, boardrooms, parliaments. 5. Daring, promote scientific innovation into novel materials, components and system solutions such as reusable molecules, circular metallurgy and reprogrammable components to strengthen the circular industrial economy. 6. Sharing. A performance economy selling goods as a service demands a stewardship by producers and users. No sharing without caring. Tackling the 6 challenges presented in the book is a holistic task, as they have to be tackled simultaneously. This needs political vision and action, combined with entrepreneurship and system thinking in science and industry, breaking up today's silos. Thank you.
thank you, Walter. And the reason why Walter isn't here today is because actually it is the World Circular Economy Forum happening in Finland, in Helsinki. The World Circular Economy Forum is a fantastic meeting place, but it is invitation only. So SINTEF, and with this conference here, we hope to be able to give a little glimpse into that conference. We have our ambassadors who have gone to Finland, and they will be reporting back, hopefully sending some live sending over the course of today, updating us about the highlights of what's going on in Helsinki, so we can bring it back here to Norway. And we look forward to that if it works. So, that's the program for today. The last thing I have to tell you about is the staging and our speakers' podium. As I mentioned, I lead the circular economy group in SINTEF. I meet a lot of circular startups, a lot of interesting entrepreneurs. This is one that we love in SINTEF. It's OPA AS, and it's led by Lars Jarhen, who is here, there, who has brought us this system. This is a great example of a circular system. You might not know it, but the average office block in Norway redoes their interior once every 2 years. There is a lot of turnover of interior in Norway, both privately in our homes, but also especially in commercial settings. This is a modular system that can be taken apart and reconstructed many, many times over. And the plates, I've heard, that are in this particular podium here have been used in 30 to 50 different furniture pieces. So this is reuse at its best, which is interesting in itself. But what's really interesting is that OPA is now working towards leasing and return. So one can return one's furniture to them once it's finished. So when your office is finished using this system, you can send it back to OPA, who can rehabilitate it or reconstruct it and lease it out to the same customer again or somebody new. Excitingly, together with SINTEF, the next generation of plates being worked on by OPA are being made out of recovered ocean plastic. I'm a plastics researcher. This is a case close to my heart. So the next generation of products will be 100% ocean plastic, leased, returnable, modular furniture. This is a really circular example and a lovely example of the type of circular business that we in SINTEF, together with Nord Universitet and NTNU, who are our collaborators, would like to promote. So if you have any questions about the modular circular furniture system, please ask Lars. So then all I have left to say is please enjoy the conference, talk with each other, discuss with each other. I hope that this is going to be a fantastic learning arena for all of us. So enjoy!